Adding rainfall, irrigation and comments. Click on the relevant tab below the graph. Enter the amount. Manually type in the date or select from the calendar, then click Create. If you have a rain gauge connected to your MEA monitoring system or an MEA weather station, rainfall data will be added automatically. Where in the profile is the crop extracting moisture from? Here we can see the crop uses moisture from the top of the profile first. As that moisture is used, the crop continues to search further and further down the profile, chasing the moisture. Here we can see daily crop water use or stepping. We can see that the crop is using moisture at 10, 20, 30 and 40 centimetres. By about this point we see this stepping effect starting to tighten up, or the steps becoming smaller and the lines are levelling out, which is an indication that the crop has used all the moisture it can at those depths. We can also look at how effective irrigation events have been. These 4 short irrigation events here have only raised the soil moisture levels down to 10 centimetres. These 2 longer irrigation events have increased soil moisture levels down to 30 centimetres. However, none of these irrigation events have been long enough to replace the moisture used by the crop at 40 centimetres. This graph is an average of the soil moisture content in the top 30 centimetres of the profile from the data we just looked at. Here we can see the stepping or daily crop water use is fairly consistent, indicating the crop can freely access the soil moisture. Once the average soil moisture content falls below 22%, we can see the stepping tighten up, the lines starting to flatten out. This indicates that the crop is beginning to stress, struggling to extract enough soil moisture to meet the daily crop water requirement. In this example, we can see the crop's root system is most active in the top 40 to 50 centimetres. We see a response to irrigation to at least 80 centimetres, which is beyond the crop's active root zone. Energy, water and fertiliser are being wasted. Irrigation events should be shorter, aiming to minimise increases in soil moisture levels at depth. This graph also shows soil moisture being exhausted all the way down through the soil profile. See how the stepping or daily crop water use decreases and the lines flatten out. The crop would have experienced stress as a result of this. We can see this crop's active root zone is in the top 30 to 40 centimetres of the soil. These 2 irrigations, a day apart, increase soil moisture levels mostly down to 30 centimetres and 50 centimetres. The next irrigation event, 3 days later, ran 3 times longer than each of the previous 2 irrigations. We can see that this has increased soil moisture levels at least as deep as 80 centimetres, which is beyond the crop's active root zone. Looking at the same data, but in an average graph, showing an average of the top 40 centimetres, we can see how quickly soil moisture levels dropped away following the longer irrigation. This rapid drop indicates that soil became saturated and water drained away through the soil.